any sane person. I remember even being lectured by the guard of where we used to stay. Like, you came here for school, bruh. Do you know why you came to South Africa? You know, like, even him is seeing you guy, you're not okay. Mutiso, part 6.
Yani, don't be greedy, share with the needy. This CTA, take this CTA and share it within your family group. If you have somebody in the family who struggles with addiction, you can't watch this thing alone. You can't. The core reason as to why I called you is because I was looking for answers. You get?
Yeah.
But I didn't think I was going to get this much. Hey, bro, you are painting such a beautiful canvas, and you are explaining every stroke of that canvas, and I'm beginning to see this picture. So where we at, and the reason why, in fact, I like what Wamai said. Wamai was like, hey, you guys have said you will touch on that all the time. I sometimes when you're giving your story, I hear you picking up on things for a different year. I want to bring you back.
Okay.
We'll get there. And when I said we'll get there, we'll get there. And when we get there, we will extensively have a conversation around and surrounding that time. So the structure of CT is very chronological. It's hard for Kikuyus to say that. Talking about chronological, there's a playlist. A lot of people, maybe you're joining on this place, just write Eric Mutiso.
Yeah.
CTA playlist, and there's a playlist where all these episodes are arranged in order. After that, after a month of this is released, we will then put it on one video. In fact, this is a good time for me to explain why we do that, because there's something that he may talk about right now that you don't need to hear about his childhood. You can take this exact video and share it with people. That is why I do this. Search engine optimization is the core reason as to why we put the CTAs also as individuals and not just as a long CTA. These episodes are what? We'll maybe be speaking here for 8 hours, especially the way I like speaking. So there's reason to the madness. I've been doing this for a minute. Let's get now into it. I just had to say that because guys blast me in the comments, Yani, why are you interjecting? Why are you doing this? I need to explain.
It's always rightful though.
Yeah?
Your interjections are always rightful.
Yeah.
As a consumer of your content, there are many times you've interjected where I was trying to interject, but you interjected on my behalf. So makes sense.
Josie. And I always have a place marker. I always know where we are. We are Josie. The year is 2012. 2012.
Because I went to SA first, end of 2010, did about a year and a half. Came back after that, debacle, came back for like 2 months, then went back to Josie. So it's 2012. I remember talk of that 2012 Mayan thing. So around that time.
You know what's mind-blowing? The grace your parents have. They're moving you within, I don't know if it's grace, I don't know if it's they were naive, I don't know if...
It's both. It's a mixture of grace and just almost ignorant hope.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because they still kept you in South Africa.
Yeah. That grace, that level of grace comes to an end. As we're moving chronologically, as you guide it, it comes to an end. So it's not at the point it comes to an end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I go to SA, now back to SA. I'm in Josie, Johannesburg, for people who, in case they're wondering. Different setup. This time it's more of an apartment. So Grand Central Airport, and then we have accommodation like maybe 2 kilometers from the school. So I'm determined.
The school is here, and there's an apartment.
No, the apartment was nothing to do with the school. So Grand Central, the school has apartments for students. So you co-share. So like me, I was in a 2-bedroom with a housemate, a guy called Ndumisu, legend, from Zimbabwe. So you share and you pay. You pay through the school, they pay. Like
the landlord.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, of course, now academy, apartment. Academy, some rules and regs. Apartment. Now this time I'm living on my own. Now in a different way. It's not a place where you wake up and you go to the dining hall and there's breakfast and there's lunch and were far from town. Now I'm in Midrand.
Wow.
Middle of Josie. So, of course, freedom kicks in. So I go, I enroll, I start flying, and textbook, once things now start looking positive.
Were you warned by your parents? This is...
My uncle. My parents, now when I look back, quietly it was their last straw. In terms of that level of grace, that level of kindness. It was their last, we're going to be kind to you this last time before now, if you mess up again. So.
And did you go from PE to Nairobi to Joburg?
Nairobi first for, like I told you, like 2 months.
Okay.
Of course, trying to be best behavior in Nairobi. Because I always knew, man, this dream has to work somehow. So don't ruin the dream, kabisa. Like, it's not that I was sober, but I just tried to not choma in a way where flying school will be removed from
the picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had that wherewithal, even within my warped...
Hey, you are manipulative, eh?
Like crazy. Like crazy.
You are manipulative.
Like crazy. So, yeah, I go back. I go to SA. I start flying. Things start looking up, start taking some form of shape again. I write my exams. I think I passed 5 of 7, which is very good in aviation. And then the flying is going okay, but now the freedom also is wild. And then now you're in charge. First time I've ever been in charge of my own food. Like you have an allowance, but you're the one to shop and jipange. New territory, man. It's some things you take for granted. If no one teaches you, no one has taught you.
How old are you at this time?
If it's 2012, I'm 22, turning 23.
Okay.
So kawaida student woes, man. I don't think this is limited to addicts, but just poor financial management. Yeah. By ukoma 20th, hey, you're on hot dogs and sturungi. Bread and sturungi,
Noodles.
I can't eat noodles till today because of that experience. I ate so many noodles. My wife will have the occasional noodle pack because of the taste. Till today. Hey, even if you came with wonton noodles. Hey. So, I reconnect with some guy who I was with in the other flight school, who was also removed. We converged now at we were housemates. Zimbabwean guy.
Even in Malichoma?
Yeah, but not just booze, just misbehavior up and up. It was a very strict school.
Yeah.
In fact, part of the reason I was taken there was because of that. They thought now, Sata Chungwe, So, yeah, quickly we just start kawaida stuff, misbehaving, man. So, at some point, school becomes... Is there anything after secondary? Primary, secondary? What's the third?
Tertiary.
It becomes like the third thing I'm doing, not even the secondary thing.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Now, it's booze, stringing 1 hour every 3 weeks of flying, recovering, hangover. When you're an addict, your self-esteem is so low, you become a yes man. So guys now know my apartment is a place you can come and trash. It's a place you can come and misbehave, Even the productive guys, they know once they want to blow off some steam, let's go to Kina Era's house and just act a fool and then leave them like that, And because you're such a yes man, you don't even know yourself. It's so paper thin. And sometimes you need that. You need them to come with booze, Of course, now I also start finding South Africa cheap liquor. Russian beer now becomes a thing of that high class, man. You start finding the lower level booze. Now my day starts looking like I leave my apartment. I don't even have money for, what are they called? There they call matatus taxi.
Taxi. Taxi me, bro.
Taxi me, bro. You're going to Progress, bro.
Progress. Sharp. All 7. Nami, bro.
You're going to Green Ikes, bro.
Yes.
So, the closest place was it was a gas. No, it had a supermarket. I think it was. And then next to the supermarket was called Tops or something. Tops Liquor. So my day was literally waking up, taking a walk to Tops, buying a liquor, coming to the house, playing some hip hop, and just spending my days barely eating, once in a while going to school, fly, kidogo too, Dumisu, my housemate, I don't know if you'll ever watch this, but he's, what's the word, when you have one eye, monocular guy. So when his medical for flying was for monocular ops only, yeah. This guy is telling me at some point, I was like, hey, you guy, like, we're kind of letting loose, but you guy, you
have gone off the
do you
rails.
remember why when they say, like, like it was bad, man. Guys who used to come now trap with us, or rather come and party with us, are coming and it's concerned now, because you guys lost weight, I've changed color, my lips are swollen. By the time your face and your lips are swelling, it means your organs are complaining.
What?
Yeah, you're not getting enough nutrition. You're not hydrating enough. You're a mess.
And let me ask this: now you're okay to drink alone?
Yeah, comfortably. By this point, I'll drink alone. Towards past halfway in the latter years of my drink, I really enjoyed not solitude, but solitude and strangers. Someone who doesn't know me, and alone also, I didn't mind. So maybe I'll watch some conspiracy documentaries drinking, until one day I saw myself in the mirror. You catch a real glance for yourself, you guy, I've never been a skinny guy like this. Like, easy kawaida. Like, I literally saw myself and I was like, wow. So, you guy called him and said I need to come home, because you call him a bana. Like, I couldn't even now string even like a few hours of school. I couldn't. Like, I was not functional. Functionality was zero. Any money that's coming in is to service the debt, because I borrowed to sustain this lifestyle.
Yeah.
So like my allowance comes in, half of it has gone, and then I'm reborrowing again. It's such a slave. You become such a slave to that kind of system.
Mobile loans.
Okay, no, I didn't. There was no mobile loans by then, but I had borrowed from guys even in school. The Libyans. I had borrowed, man. I was in debt.
Were you paying rent, or your parents were paying that directly?
Yeah, through the school.
Otherwise, you would have been homeless now.
Thank God. I would have definitely been homeless. So I call home and...
before you call home, how, when you haven't been to school in 3 weeks and you go to school, how do they let you then in?
So what you're doing, it's called our building. When you have a PPL, CPL is exams. There are 8 exams and our building. Accumulating towards your total of 250. Now, in this kind of setup this school was, you're like in campus, you're an adult. Like, we won't follow you on that level of, once in a while we'll ring you, we'll hear your nonsense excuse. But we're not going to follow you to the point of so you've paid, and you've paid rent, and you're next month you've paid rent again. Maybe now if it turns into years, maybe now they'll be like, hey.
Get out.
Yeah, so... And I would show up. I managed, I did maybe like total 60 hours there.
Yeah.
I'd have bouts of productivity, then just disappear for like 2 months. Then I start getting scared, and again they'll call home. Function and function is, hey bro, it's functioned, and function, just enough to get some hours done. So at some point I saw myself. And
the lecturers wouldn't tell you anything? Like when you would go now, forget now calling, when they would see you?
Not directly.
Or you...
The wife of the owner of the school, because she's a mother, could know there was something wrong. Yeah, she could see there's something up, because they also used to send, every week there was a cleaning lady who would go to every apartment. Yeah. When I think back also, they're also just checking what these kids are up to. The kind of paraphernalia in terms of boties, and I'm sure they report any sane person. I remember even being lectured by the guard of where we used to stay. Like, you came here for school, brah. Do you know why you came to South Africa? Like, even him is seeing you guy, you're not okay. To the point where you always have a cup in your hand. The other day I had to delete pictures from Facebook because every picture had a cup, a glass. I always had a cup of something.
What?
It didn't matter the environment, you guys. Walk into the gate, throw trash, I have a glass of liquor. Like, we're doing missions, may have liquor all the time. you don't see yourself when you're in that state. But anyway, when I saw myself in the mirror and I actually got concerned, again, I look at this moment as a turning point, both as I gave up. I sometimes think I could have fought harder to just finish there, you know. But I was also defeated. So I called home. I didn't even have to do much explaining, you know. I just called them like, hey, I think I need to come home. It was like, say less. I didn't have to now say, you know,
I've relapsed.
say less. I'd been too quiet, suspiciously quiet already. So, but now that's Grace, you're saying, the social capital, let's move into. So I came home.
What year was this?
This is now 2014.
Okay. Let's take another break.